So I caught my cat fighting her reflection again this morning, just a full-on boxing match with the hallway mirror. And it really got me thinking about how we measure intelligence. I'm your host for today's deep dive on Intellectually Curious.
And I'm your resident science expert. That is hilarious, by the way. But it really ties into what we're looking at today. We usually think of self-awareness as this highly exclusive club.
Right, like the heavyweights, apes, dolphins, maybe elephants.
Exactly. Those are the animals that traditionally pass the classic benchmark, which is Gallup's 1970 mirror test.
Yeah.
But recently, some studies from PLOS Biology and Scientific Reports are completely flipping that assumption on its head.
Yeah, because they didn't test a primate. They tested a tiny 2-inch coral reef fish called the blue street cleaner wrasse. And honestly, the methodology here is just so clever.
It really is. So the researchers took this tiny brown gel that looks basically like a parasite, and they injected it right onto the throats of these fish.
But which is an area they absolutely cannot see without a reflection.
Right. So they put the fish in front of a mirror, and the behavior changes were fascinating. First, there was aggression, kind of like your cat.
Just full out fighting the mirror.
Yeah, but then they transitioned into what we call contingency testing. They started doing these highly unusual, repetitive movements, like swimming totally upside down.
It's like they're doing a physics experiment to systematically test if that reflection actually mimics their own body.
Precisely. And once they mapped that relationship out, they positioned themselves to clearly see the mark, and then actually swam down to scrape their throats against the tank to remove it.
That is mind-blowing, but I know before we get too carried away, we should mention our sponsor. Because speaking of mapping out complex relationships and intelligence, if you need help with AI training or automation, you have got to check out EmberSoak.
Oh yeah, EmberSoak is fantastic. If you are looking to uncover where AI agents could make the most impact for your business or even your personal life, they do amazing software development and integration.
Exactly. Just head over to embersilk.com for all your AI needs. So back to our tiny genius fish. There is a bit of debate here, right? Not everyone is entirely convinced this proves a sense of self.
Right, there's always skepticism in science. Critics, and this actually includes Gallup himself, point out that cleaner wrasses are ecologically hardwired to hunt parasites. So the argument is that the fish might just be reacting to what it perceives as a parasite on another fish, rather than possessing a true existential concept of self.
I mean, that ecological argument makes sense. But there's a recent 2025 study that adds this incredibly compelling layer to it all. The researchers saw these fish adapting to the mirror remarkably fast, often within 30 minutes.
Yes, and the absolute coolest part is they started taking pieces of shrimp, dropping them in front of the mirror, and just watching the reflection of the sinking food.
They were actively using external objects to test the physics of the mirror. That goes way beyond a simple hardwired feeding response.
It totally does.
Yeah.
That use of an external object suggests genuine cognitive flexibility. Instead of seeing self-awareness as this binary switch where you either have a primate-level mental image of yourself or you don't, we're moving toward a gradualist view. It likely exists on a diverse spectrum across the animal kingdom.
Which is just so uplifting when you think about it. For you, as someone observing the natural world, it shows the universe is teeming with adaptive, complex ways of thinking.
Nature consistently proves to be far more nuanced than our initial frameworks allow. Intelligence isn't just a human phenomenon. It's a highly adaptable biological tool.
It really leaves you so optimistic about what else is out there waiting to be discovered. The future of understanding cognition is incredibly bright.
It absolutely is.
So before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. If a tiny fish can use a visual mirror to map its physical self, what entirely different invisible dimensions of self-awareness might other animals possess using sound, smell, or even electricity that we simply haven't invented the right mirror to test yet?
Such a profound question.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show on Intellectually Curious. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.